Do you do mobile live streaming or you want to? On this episode of Launch Your Live, we're going to discuss how to live stream from your mobile device. Remember, if you want to be a mobile live streamer, you may need additional equipment when using your smartphone. So, this is actually a special episode, by the way. We're currently streaming this over on Amazon Live, and we're also publishing this as an audio only podcast. And so, in this episode, myself, Christian Karsevich, along with Marco Nova, we're going to discuss mobile live streaming, what gear you need. We're going to also be talking about tips to help you be a better live streamer from your mobile device. So I want to thank everybody for joining us for this is essentially episode 62 of the Launch Your Live podcast. And, it's going to be exciting to talk about mobile live streaming. So I'm going to go and bring on Marco. We're going to kick things off. Marco, it's good to see you again for another episode of Launch Your Live.
Hello. Well, it's so good to be here again. It was a very busy day on this side of the ocean. Yeah. So let's talk about mobile live streaming, because I think it's a good way to start. And it also allows us to bring diversity to our shows, which is also really important.
Definitely. And, just a quick heads up, if you're tuning in, I definitely want to hear where you're tuning in from, by the way, if you're watching us live. But I want to kick things off, Marco. We have a very specific layout of how we have all these products, right? And what's really important, I think, to remember about mobile live streaming is that it's always going to start with the whole planning phase, right?
Absolutely.
So how do you like to keep track of, what episodes you're working on, or at least keep your notes with you? Do you have a certain way that you tend to work?
Yeah, I like to have, by this time, I have it here also. I have always notebooks where I write my ideas.
Yeah.
because I'm an old school guy. Okay. So yeah. I like to keep things unwritten. So this kind of, and this Rocket book, it's amazing how you can work with that. And because it's good to put the notes and to keep it synchronized with your devices. And also it's reusable. And we are talking so much about sustainability and this kind of thing. So very important this. But I think you're the best person to talk about it.
Can you do me a favor? Can you bring up the notebook by chance?
Okay.
So what Marco is referring to is, to start your live stream, for example, you want to make sure you're planning out all of your content. This could be, if you're going to be doing mobile live streaming, it could be planning out not just the topics, but also planning out what the shots are that you're going to get, for example. So things to help you, make things a little bit easier. And for something like that, what we're going to recommend is this. This is the Rocket book. As you can see, this is it's a reusable notebook. Great thing about this reusable notebook, and we talk about it quite a bit, actually. The way that it works is basically where, here, let me just go and let's do this. Yeah, so basically what this is, it's a reusable notebook. You can write in it just like you would on a piece of paper, but it's got a really cool feature, and it's the fact that when you're finished, you can actually check various options on the page of what you want to happen. For example, let's say I was taking some notes, and I said, you know what? I want to make sure I send these to Marco. So what I do is I make my notes. I check a little box at the bottom. Behind the scenes, it's my digital plumbing. It's hooked up to, for example, maybe emailing to Marco. And then the way that it works is I open my phone. It scans the page automatically for me. And then I send it over to Marco once it's been scanned. So I don't even have to go open an email program or any of that stuff. And the great thing about this is it's reusable, meaning I can wipe it down and then afterwards I can reuse it. So it's not a dry erase product, but it's not something that also is not like paper. So it's like paper. So it's really, really, really good in that sense. So I'd always recommend when you're starting your live streams, plan out your mobile live streams, whether that's the shot or whether that's, the topic you're going to be discussing. So that's the first thing. Now, the next thing, though, I recommend after that is, and I'm going to put some notes here, by the way. So the first thing we'll be planning, and that's where we recommend the Rocketbook. The next thing is going to be put it on paper. In this case, what I mean by that is putting it on dry erase board. So Marco, can you do me a favor? Can we bring up the can you bring up the dry erase board by chance?
Yes, I think we can.
Cool. So I'm gonna let Marco bring that up. But basically, so we're gonna take our notes that we're gonna use on our live streams. We're gonna have this notebook. We can take this notebook with us as well. It's very durable. And then once we got everything written out, planned out, the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna drop it onto paper, or in this case, a calendar. And for something like that, I'm always going to recommend keeping the information in front of you. It's great to have it in the notebook. However, the biggest problem with the notebook, obviously, Marco, as you know, is that once we put this in that notebook, the pages are closed. We're not going to look at it. We're not going to see it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
However, the benefit here is that we basically can take all of our notes. We can then pick the main things we're going to work on, and we put it on that calendar. So we know when our shoot is going to be, for example. So that's going to be the second item. And that's like a $30 item. So Marco, what else is important when I'm doing mobile live streaming?
Well, the device.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Right. And, mobile presents a few challenges, right?
Absolutely.
It presents quite a few challenges. Some of that is connecting peripherals, for example. Some of it is having enough screen real estate to work on, because, chances are if we're going into, these mobile phones, for example, like this, they're super small. They're easy to work on if you're like just typing to somebody, but if you're trying to actually manage the stream and keep your camera in focus, that kind of thing, it can actually be pretty challenging, right?
Absolutely. And moving things around, and it's always a challenge.
Yeah,
a huge challenge. Yes,
definitely. Yeah. And so for something like that, you're going to want to have enough screen real estate. And for something like this, I strongly recommend getting. I really like the iPads, by the way. I really especially like the new Apple iPads. I don't know if you've seen these. I mean, they're using Apple's M1 chip. It's the 2021 iPad, by the way. Fantastic product. I don't know. Have you checked this out, Marco?
Not yet. But I need to try it, because, for instance, to go in live for going live on Amazon Live, I bought iPhone 8, but it's very it's a struggle to manage it from there. So I'm considering to buy an iPad, because it's easier to manage everything. So this could be a good recommendation.
Yeah, and there's a lot of options here. So we've got the one feature here. This is a 12.9-inch iPad. It runs Apple Silicon, so it's extremely fast. They now have moved their M1 chips into the iPads, which is pretty amazing. There's the 12.9-inch model. There's the 11-inch model. And then for those of you who want something that's a little more budget friendly, by the way, if you're going to do some work, and don't forget, by the way, you can also edit on these as well. So if you're recording any live streams, you can do them from your mobile device. And then you'll be able to do editing and multitasking and all sorts of other things as well, because they've got a really cool split screen feature. But you may want to check out, if you want something that's also really good, but also not as expensive, maybe check out the iPad Air. These are going to be my recommendations in terms of your tablets to work off of, if you're somebody who wants to be mobile. So Marco, what do you think about these? I mean, do you like using an iPad for a mobile device for streaming, or?
I never tried. I never tried, but yes, I think using a bigger screen, it's better, because it allows you to see better what you're doing, to manage the information you want to deal with, instead of looking at the small device, figuring out which button you need to, and by accident you hit the wrong button, so it's crazy. So I think it's a good option to use an iPad for going live.
Definitely, yeah. And so you have to remember, by the way, when you are going to go use a mobile device for live streaming, you want to make sure you got enough space. And I don't mean storage space, by the way. I mean a fast device with a nice big screen. And that is one thing you have to keep in mind. If you are doing mobile live streaming, you have to make sure that you have enough screen real estate to like work. Because, for example, how many of you have ever tried to do like, mobile, and you're like trying to tap on the screen and like your hands covering the camera and then they can't see you? It's a very awkward experience. It's nice and portable. However, you do need to make sure you have the device that's going to work for you. And the great thing is, the iPads are so fast. They actually are almost a laptop replacement. So I'd strongly recommend keeping one handy. The other thing also, if you do decide to go back and forth between desktop and mobile for live streaming, you can always repurpose the iPad for a teleprompter. You can use it as a teleprompter. You can use it for just keeping your notes on. For example, one of the things I like to do if I'm using Amazon, for example, here, I get a Vesa mount. Basically, it's a mount that goes to the back of the iPad. And if I have like one of those like, dual monitor displays, you can actually slide the iPad on one of the displays. And this way you're able to look at the display and you're able to also look at the iPad. So I strongly recommend that. That's going to be where I'd start with my mobile experience. Now, Marco, I want to move into like what we think is the next best area for people to focus on for mobile live streaming.
Well, it's kind of an obligation. Must have a good microphone. And I just found these amazing
what do you like
microphones.
For mobile? Yeah, what is it?
This tiny microphone, which is it's a discovery. I love this.
Hold on. Show me that again. Do me a favor. Show me that again, and I'm gonna zoom in on you. So
let me change
Multimedia. What is this?
Let me show you. Okay, let me focus this. This is from Ikey Multimedia.
Yeah.
It's a very look. My hand. I put the microphone in my hand and look.
Very nice, nice and small, like a set of car keys or something.
Yes, and the interesting thing about this microphone is that it works on a cell phone. But the other day, for instance, on Saturday, I made a show using this microphone with my computer. If you use a micro USB, okay, you can connect here a micro USB to a regular USB connector to your computer. You can use this as your main microphone. Okay, here you can control the gain.
Okay, nice.
Here you can monitor the sound. You can put here your headphones so you can listen. Okay. Cool. For instance, when you going live, for instance, with making an interview on your cell phone on an IG Live, Instagram Live, okay, you can plug this and you can listen what the other person is saying, and you can, and it comes with these 3 connectors, okay. Nice. USB-C. Yeah. Okay. USB-C, lightning cable for iPhone, and the regular micro USB. So you don't. And another good thing, it has this magnetic thing. Yeah. Okay. Which you can. Let me bring a cell phone to the. Okay. You can put it on here on the back of your cell phone. Nice. Okay. It doesn't drop because they magnetic? Give you. Yes. Let me show you the other half of the the team. Okay. It comes with this other piece.
Okay, a plate. Okay. Okay, nice.
You can put this in the between. Of the cell phone and the cover, the case. Okay. And there you go.
There's a great product demonstration. So so you take the product. Very nice. Okay, cool. So so if you want to add a mic to your live streams, so for example, if you're doing Amazon Live, or even if you just want to open the camera app on your device and record a video and play back as pre-recorded video on a live, which you can do on some platforms. Love that, by the way. Love the idea of that. and it looks like it's good audio quality as well. And I like the fact that it also has a headphone jack, so
Yes.
you don't just use the mic and then you can't hear the playback. You can hear all of it at once. So that's pretty fantastic, actually.
And other thing, let me put this. Okay, on this button, you can choose from where you want to pick the sound. Okay,
nice.
You have here the rear, which is the back.
Yeah.
You can put rear and front, which is front, rear, or just front.
Cool.
And the other thing is that this magnetic thing helps you to put it on your screen as well. Look, let me show. There you go.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, nice. Very nice.
There you go.
That's pretty awesome. Yeah, because then now that makes it easy for me to be able to attach that. So,
oh my God.
There we go. Very cool. That's pretty neat, Marco. Yeah. So so I will say this, while you like that product, I'm going to go ahead and share another product I like. So, so that's a great mic for using with your mobile device. The other items I like, if you're somebody who wants to be mobile and you want to be able to move around, I like these. This is the Rode Wireless Go, and they're pretty fantastic. They're basically portable transmitters, and these are great because, well, for starters, if you're using a desktop model, you can clip one of these to your camera, and you can put another one on your laptop or on your body, for example, on the person, and you now have a wireless microphone you can use. What's also really great about this is you can attach them to a mobile device as well. So you can now have a better quality mic attached to yourself and then the other one attached to your mobile device. This is a little bit more expensive. This is about $300 for this set of mics. But the great thing is it's multi-purpose, right, Marco?
Yes.
And for me, that's the name of the game. I like to buy things when I'm doing live streaming on mobile. I like to buy things that I can repurpose potentially, so I don't have to have 2 and 3 sets of gear.
Absolutely.
So I really like that. But that's one of my favorite products. Are there any other mics you like, Mark? Or, sorry, you know what? Before we go into yours, I also would say this. If you happen to be looking at the Rode Wireless Go system, I would strongly recommend that you get the Rode Smart Lab that goes with it. And basically, can you do me a favor? Can you bring this up on the screen?
Absolutely.
So, if you're getting the Rode Wireless Go, the first thing you're going to want to do is, obviously, you can use it wirelessly, but then there's also this other feature here, and it's this feature. It's basically a smart lav. It basically is a lavalier mic that plugs into the device. So it plugs into this, and then, you clip this on, for example, just like this. Like I can clip it however I want. If I wanted to hide this, I can do a better job at this, obviously. Let's say I put it right here, for example. Not the best place to put it. And then I can plug a lavalier mic and get it closer to my mouth and get much better audio quality. It's good audio. It's even better when you put an additional attachment to it. So maybe something like the Rode Wireless, the Smart Lav. So love that combination there. But I will say that is the more expensive side. Now, Marco, are there any other mics that you'd recommend if somebody wants to do mobile live streaming?
Well, I have this Irig as well, lavalier. Let me see where I have it. Okay. There you go.
So when you get that pulled up, let me know. Let me see. Yeah, let's get you on screen. So I'm going to pull this up. Okay, so you got one of those. Cool. Very cool.
Yes. And this one, you can buy just this single microphone, or they have also the double, which is good too. And it also has a nice feature here. You have this thing which allows you to, in this plug, you can choose if you want to add another microphone or the earphones. Okay. How can you choose? You have here this tiny button. Okay. On this side, you use as headphones. If you want to use 2 microphones, you just switch to this side, and now you can use here another microphone.
Very nice. So, that's very cool. I like that. And that's only what, $30? $30. Pretty amazing.
And it has a good sound as well, which is good. It comes with normal clip, of course.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's good. And you have, I don't know how this is in yards, but it's around 1.5 meters cord, which is good.
Very
So
cool.
I
I
think
love that, by the way.
it's a very good option.
So do me a favor. Let's bring that up on screen, and then let's also bring up the other one that we really like, the Boya. So like you can get the one you're talking about for $30, and then there's also a Boya M1 as well.
Okay, let me bring the Boya.
And this one is actually this is half the price. This is another really good lavalier mic. So, you know, here's the thing. We're bringing up the best of the best. Like if you're somebody who just wants a better microphone to plug into your smartphone or your tablet, this Boya mic is pretty fantastic for what, $15, I think, Marco, right?
Yeah, they made me a trick. They changed me this to Portuguese currency.
Okay, yeah.
Let me update this.
Sure.
Okay. Sorry.
So this is a really good mic, by the way. So it's a $15 mic. You know, it's gonna do something very similar to
there you go.
Irig lab mic that Marco was just showing, but this is the Boya by M1 lavalier mic. So
I think
$15. Yeah.
One of the things I would like to highlight on this microphone, even though it's not it's a wired microphone.
Yeah.
It has a very long cord, so
oh gosh, yeah. Can you do me a favor? Can you pull up the let's go to the second picture that's there. And then I actually want to I looked this up, by the way, to see how long this cord is. And it was pretty amazing. Let me actually find the link to this cord. Let me see 1 second real quick.
I think it's around 5 meters. I don't know on your metric system.
It says 20 feet, actually. Audio cable is 20 feet, which is pretty amazing. I mean, but here's the thing. If you're going to be, for example, the way a lot of people do this, they'll put their phone on like a tripod. You know, maybe they'll put them on something like this, for example. This is a mobile tripod, by the way, that I use. So what people will do is, you know, they'll put that down. And then here's the problem with a lot of these cords. I'll even use my headphones as an example. I got these headphones and the cable is maybe 3 feet long. So let's look at it like this. If I had a microphone and I clipped it on myself and then I wanted to clip it in the computer, or the phone, I don't have 3 feet. It's not a lot of room to move around, you know, like the second you move around, there goes your phone, your tablet, things like that. So the fact that this has this really, really, really long cord is pretty fantastic. You know, and it's definitely worth getting for $15. Maybe to keep this as a backup in case one of your other ones actually fails at some point. But really good mic for the money. It doesn't seem like it, you know, given it's $15, but it is a really, really, really good mic for checking out. So
absolutely.
Okay.
And it has, you can use this on a cell phone or on the DSLR camera, for instance.
Yeah. But you can't use it on a computer, right? I don't think it works with a computer.
It's not the best. You can use it, but it's not the best option. You have to work around. And so I think there are best options to use in the computer.
Yeah. And so that's actually where we go to the next product that we have here. And the next product is the Irig 2 interface adapter. This is a pretty awesome product here. I mean, this is the Irig 2. Let's do this. Let's see what we can do here. Let's actually go to how would you explain this, Marco? Like, why does somebody need this?
Well, because for instance, you want to put the microphone and the other sources of sound to your live stream, but you only have one plug. So using this, it's kind of a putting together thing.
No, I think you bring up a good point. Yeah. Like this is one of those things where, like, for example, if you wanted to plug in another kind of like, say you want to plug a musical instrument into so say you're live streaming from your smartphone and you want to plug in a musical instrument, you can run this. So you'd plug one into the device, and then you could plug for example, the guitar in, and somebody would be able to play that through this little device and then have it captured on your phone. So there's that option. As I mentioned, people use it to plug instruments in. Some people will also use it to, like, say you're using like apps like Clubhouse or things like that, or even Twitter Spaces. You could use this as well for plugging into your mobile device. It allows you to route things differently. So it's a really, really, really good product from that perspective. And it's $40. So,
and there's for instance, there's a creator here on Amazon, Chris Giles. He's a DJ, and he uses this kind of devices to plug his mixer and to DJing a little bit. So, very useful, this kind of gear.
Yeah, you got it. Like, so if you're going to do mobile live streaming, we mentioned at the beginning, you need to take down your ideas. You need to get into a microphone, and then it depends on really what you're going to be connecting to it. So in this case, if you're going to be connecting, like wanting to connect a guitar, for example, or other musical instruments, you can't just plug them in, because what's going to happen is that there's something called a TRRS connection. And so if your phone's not the right one, or the device you're plugging in is not the right one, you're going to end up with audio that's not going to sound right. It's not going to sound good. It's not going to sound full or rich. So, okay. So those are some of our favorite mics, right, Marco?
Yeah.
But, another thing you also got to consider when you're doing mobile live streaming are headphones. So we said, obviously, the most important part of mobile live streaming is the audio, not the video quality. Let's talk about some headphones, Marco. What do you recommend for headphones?
Well, those me are really good, cute mic headphones. Well, lately I'm using this bigger headphones because I like the sound they have, but also I like to use, I don't know where I put them. Okay, here they are. I like this kind of earphones as you're using, because they are.
Pull those up. Do me a favor. Show those. Give us a close up of those.
There you go. The smallest one.
So Marco's using, so he's using in-ear monitors. These go in your ear, and I'll show you mine as well. Like, so these are in-ear monitors. As you can see, they make different colors. These are black. There's clear ones, but they allow you to not have like the bulky cans that Marco and they serve different purposes as well, though. If you put the ones on that Marco has, they create a nice suction. And the great thing is, like, but the downside is that your ears aren't going to be able to breathe. You're not going to hear any outside noise, obviously. They're also bulky. They add to the profile. So if you're going to be mobile streaming, though, maybe you want, the ones that plug directly, that go into your ear canal, basically. And, they have that nice slim profile. As you can see, you can barely see these.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and that's what these look like, actually. By the way, I'm going to show you these. These are the M6s. And notice, by the way, these are wired headphones. So we're not talking wireless, right, Marco?
Yeah. And to be honest, I'm not a fan of wireless headphones.
And why is that?
Earphones. Because some types of earphones with Bluetooth connection, sometimes they make some noise in the background, which is very boring, like which is boring. And the other thing,
have to capture that, by the way. We're gonna have to do Marco as a sound effect here. But yes, can you do that again for me? What's that sound look like or sound like?
It's kind of, I don't know if you had that in United States, but in the 80s, 90s, there was a machine, mostly in restaurants and cafes, which were two lamps to kill the flies. Mm-hmm. So the fly tried to pass through that machine, and it was, it's the same noise that some Bluetooth devices, earphones, may do to your audio while you're live, which is very awkward. It's noisy and boring. And the other thing is, you can run out of battery on the earphones, and you will lose the earphones and the microphone. So that's why I don't recommend to go live with this kind of earphones. But that's just my
no, I think
my point of view.
I think it's a very good point, actually, to make. And that is another reason why For example, for the most part, you and I are always wearing headphones. We're using plug-in models, partly because the other thing that's important when you're mobile live streaming, you want to make sure that when you're mobile live streaming that you're not just like if you just have the mic unplugged and you're streaming to people, you're going to get all sorts of feedback. Your phone, by the way, the microphone on your phone is not very good, so it's going to pick up everything around you, whether it's like the way you talk. It's going to pick up street noise. It's going to pick up every little ounce of sound. You have to be tapping on something. It's going to be picking up. It's going to be picking up interference, all sorts of stuff that Marco mentioned. So we always recommend wearing headphones and using a plug-in mic for mobile live streaming. That's going to be the absolute basic way to live stream.
Well, I think I would make it broader when you go live, and mostly with guests, with other people.
Yeah.
Even though it's mobile or desktop or laptop, always wear earphones. That I think it's the best option.
100%.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree with you more. So we know we talked about audio. Like we got the audio figured out, right? Like you can get a mic, you can get a pair of headphones. Definitely used wired over wireless, Bluetooth, AirPods, things like that. They're great. They're portable. They're nice and portable. But one thing I would strongly caution you, if you're doing live streaming, make sure for starters that you actually go and listen to what it sounds like on the other end, because they're going to sound great to you, but when you listen to them from your guest perspective, not so great. So that's a huge thing to pay attention to. Okay, so Marco, what if we want to like light up our scene and improve the sound quality, or sorry, the visual for our live streams?
Okay, this Ikey Multimedia Video Creator Bundle, it's an amazing option.
Yeah.
Because
what does it do?
Because I have it here. Okay.
Oh,
so
Marco's got everything. Look at this. I'm just going to go to Marco's and start all this. So yeah.
You have this selfie stick, which works as a tripod as well. Okay. It has the remote here. For instance, if you're using as a selfie stick, you can use the remote from here, but you can remove it and put, if you want to use this as a tripod. Okay, let me put this way. You just have to put this, and you have this strap, for instance, to use when you have it like a selfie stick. Okay, but for now, let's use this as a tripod. Let me put it here. Let me put a little bit far. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so now you can put this. And this clip, you can use it on a normal tripod because this is a standard screw. Okay.
And I love having by the way, I love having one of those. That is a fantastic way to stabilize your smartphone. If you're going with a tablet, you're going to want something that obviously quite a bit bigger. But one thing I would definitely like, I like the iClip or the Irig kit, and here's the reason why. So when you go and you buy a selfie stick, for example, or you get one free at a conference or any of that kind of thing, you're going to get this little. Actually, let me go get one. Actually, hang on, Marco. I'm going to let you keep talking. Actually, tell people about this, and let me go actually get my little selfie. My little mount for my smartphone.
And this has this rubber revestment, so it doesn't scratch at all the cell phone. Okay, you can put it here. Oh my god, it was released. There you go. You can adjust this here. Okay, it's adjustable. You just have to unlock it here. Okay, it's very easy to lock and unlock. Okay. And now you can put your cell phone here. But this is not the end, because it comes with this 6-inch LED light ring. Okay. And you can put it here in the top. There you go. Let me put here.
By the way, I like how portable everything is.
Yeah. And you can, and for instance, I'm trying this with a power bank because, for instance, if you want to go live from somewhere which doesn't have energy at hand, you can just connect this to a power bank.
Right.
I connect the power bank here. Now you have here the command. Yep. Now here, let me see. Okay, there you go. It has 3 tones of light. I think this one is the white.
Yeah.
This is the warm, and this is the cold.
Nice. Okay.
And also you can put it. You can change the intensity of the light up and down.
Nice.
Okay, so it's a very interesting thing. And in this bundle, it comes also with this lavalier microphone, which I showed you before.
Yeah, so I love this. I mean, I love how portable everything is. The quality is the key thing for me. You know, and I say that because when most people buy a mobile kit, here's what they end up doing. I'm going to show you a couple of examples here. So, for example, if I've ever been to a conference, I get a selfie stick. And this may seem like really good, but here's the thing. I've never really used this. But if I were to put a smartphone on this and try to do mobile streaming, look at this. I mean, like, this is a very cheap plastic piece.
This is aluminum.
Yes, yours is aluminum. This is plastic. It's got a nice handle, but this is actually not, like, it's going to work for a little while, but I guarantee you're going to replace this. So that's the first thing. Going back to like that clip that Marco was talking about, how like, you know, you want to have like if you're putting $1,000 smartphone, for example, or even $100 or $500, a smartphone onto a stand, you're going to hold it out in front of you, you're going to sit on a table, you know, you don't want it to fall over. And this is what most people do. They get one of these. This is, you know, this is it's $5, $10 maybe on Amazon, but I guarantee you, like, for example, this is rubber. Look at this. I mean, this is like, so like, I'm going to pull on this a couple of times and it's probably going to break at some point. You know, it's a spring. It's not actually a smooth product. So what you're seeing here is, you know, it's a mount for a phone, you know, and then again, the other thing also is when you get these, they're not going to always work for that big smartphone. Look at this. They don't really expand very much. I don't even think this will fit my actual smartphone. Like here, I don't want to like break it, but like, let's see if I can do this. So I've got my phone here and let's see how much this expands. So I'm going to expand it as much as I can. Yeah, not quite there yet, right? I will say I'm not putting these two things together. So that's why I always recommend, if you're going to do mobile live streaming, you make the investment in good quality gear. And that's because, you know, you want something that's going to be that is going to hold up your device. So I'd go with like maybe the iClip products. The other ones I really also like, I like Manfrotto. This one does not give me the ability to like telescope very high, but it is a really good quality product. Like this is about as high as it goes. However, this is made of metal. It's got a rotating head on the top as well. And then I've got the metal base as well here. So this way I can, you know, open this, I can put my phone on it and I don't have to worry about it actually falling apart, which is pretty awesome. So
yeah, and this one has this remote, which is you can use it attached to the selfie stick.
Nice.
And also it has this lock and lock feature, which allows you to control this and also to rotate.
Yeah.
Because for instance, I'm a right-handed. I rather use on this side, but for instance, if I was a left-handed person, I will want it slightly to the left. Okay, but keep the clip in front of me, so nice. I can control this thing, and then once I lock, there you go. It doesn't move at all.
Very nice. Yeah. And just a couple of points, by the way. I've also got a couple of other items. We put them in the carousel here for everyone. We've also got the Loom Cube. So like, Marco, do me a favor. You want to pull up the Loom Cube real quick? Let's show people this Loom Cube because it's a very similar kit to what Marco was showing. I think the one Marco had was like $100, right?
Yeah.
So this is the Loom Cube. And let me know when we're ready and I can pull that up.
Yeah, you can go.
There you go. So there's the Loom Cube. And this one, let's zoom in on those pictures actually. So the great thing about this is with the Loom Cube, you get, the tripod, you get the adapter. It's got some, what essentially is a hot shoe mount on the side. And so the benefit there is that it allows you to like plug in things. So so it's a really good product.
Absolutely.
This particular brand. So yeah. Sorry. And I should have said, so you got, sorry, I should have said it's a cold shoe mount, not a hot shoe mount. The hot shoe mount is going to be something that communicates electronically versus a cold shoe mount, which is going to be the same thing, except it just doesn't have electronics tied into it. So, so that's another really good one as well. It's the Loom Cube. And there's quite a few of them, by the way. For those of you who even want something for your laptop, there is a Loom Cube attachment. It's a light that actually will go to the back. It's suction cups to the back of your laptop, and then it has a light that goes over the front, and then it can obviously shed some more light on you during your live streams if you're doing that. You may even want to try that, and if you want to clip it to the back of your phone, you could put it on the back of your phone to help improve your mobile live streaming. And then the other thing they also sell, and Marco, let's bring this one up real quick before we go into just a couple other things. This is the Loom Cube adjustable daylight. Yeah, you got that one already ready. Yeah, I mean, this one's pretty neat. So yeah, this one's as you can see, this one in the package here, it's going to have a couple things. So for starters, it's got the cold shoe mount. So that's for mounting your light to an adapter. For example, like that iClip, a lot of times in the top, they have a mount where you just literally slide the clip in, and then now you have a light on top of your mount where your phone is at. So that's another good product as well. And these things put out actually a lot of light given how small they are. So awesome. Okay. Marco, so we've talked audio, we've talked lighting, we've talked preparation. I think now though we need to go into a couple other things, right? Like some what do you think? What would you classify these as? Add-ons? What do you think?
Yeah, maybe some improvements.
Yeah, so there are some really cool mobile things you can get into using if you want to improve your mobile live streaming. And I'm going to turn it over to Marco, let him talk about whatever the first item is.
Let me see. The projector?
Yeah, we can talk about the projector. Yeah, well, you know what? Let me do one thing first real quick before we move in the projector. The other thing I'd also recommend, that you get for your mobile live streams, you need to get a stand for your phone. So don't just trust that you're going to hold your phone and it's going to be just fine. What a lot of people do is with a stand. You want something that, if you're holding it with your hand and your hand is moving, for example, back and forth, or you're twitching or anything like that, or any sort of movement, people notice that on camera.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's why, for example, what people do is they put their phone in a mount. It has some sort of buffering to allow the mount a little bit of flexibility. And it doesn't look as bad if it does move. So it's not that shake cam view. So definitely look at it.
And the other thing about having the phone in the hand is at the beginning it's just about it's really light, but at the end it's like you have a lead in your hand and it's very tiring. I think it's there was it's hard for me to talk because we don't have the same magic things, but usually I don't know about you, Chris, but I I was doing trainings offline for many years, and usually we like to say at morning, our backpack with the laptop, it's very light. At the end of the day, it's kind of, you have bricks on the backpack.
No, definitely, yeah. And by the way, I know you got this screen pulled up. By the way, let's go to the like third picture that's on there. And as you can see, I mean, there's lots of ways you can use this. So, for example, if you have a small tablet, you could put a small tablet on the stand, and this will stabilize your screen. So it's going to stabilize it, make it a little bit better, a little bit easier for you, to not have to also focus on things. Because, like, for example, let's say you're trying to, film something and you're holding the phone in your hand, then you got to touch it. Every time you tap the screen, it's going to move the camera, and then it may get out of focus, things like that. So I'd recommend having, basically a little mobile setup that you can use. So, so that's the ProCase foldable cell phone. And by the way, I love the ProCase products. They also make these fantastic, like I use them for like holding a lot of my accessories. They make these fantastic little cases, but we'll talk more about that here shortly. So that's going to be a very, very, very good product to have. And the other thing I like about this stand, by the way, it's foldable, meaning it folds up. So it's not like, oh, I now have this big bulky stand. I have to leave it on my desk. I can either use this on my desk or I can take it with me, throw it in a bag. Obviously it comes in some different colors as well. So if you don't want that, the rose gold color, you can get some of the other ones as well. But super, super, super portable. That, by the way, that's pretty cool. If you scroll down, Marco, we're in the video that's on the product page.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. That's us.
Yeah. Let's wave to the camera. But yeah, so those are probably the things I'd start with if I'm building my mobile kit, right, Marco?
Yeah.
Where should we go next, though, in terms of like there are other things I need to consider for mobile streaming?
Well, I think you have something interesting, and I want to know about it.
I can't tell. Is he thinking about the monitor that we've got, or are we talking about something else, Marco?
I'm talking about the projector.
So let's bring that projector up. Let's show people what this is. And it's a little bit on the pricier side, by the way. The good thing is there is a coupon. So instead of being $500, it's about $400. There's a $100 coupon here. And this is the projector. And it's not just, you got to think about it like this. If I want to extend my screen, for example, I want to maybe I want to broadcast my live stream to other people while I'm actually doing the live stream, so you could have really long cable here, but this is a great way to be able, look at how small this thing is, and it goes up to 120 feet there. So, it's pretty amazing, isn't it, Marco?
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. So if you are somebody who wants to, cast your live streams out to people, you should check out a projector. This is the this is a great way to give yourself more real estate. So
really good.
What do you think about this one? You gonna order one?
Well, I think but I have already one. Yeah. Well, I bought one. It's in a box. I bought one to my trainings, but now I just do trainings online, so I don't need it anymore.
Gotcha.
But yes.
Well, so the other great thing about this, by the way, I just want to highlight this. This is an Anker product. So Anker makes fantastic products. So this is a super portable projector. You can use it. You can take it with you. For example, if you need a screen, for example, at this point, you can see what your stream is going to look like. If you're somebody who happens to you're like, oh, well, I don't need to be mobile, I'm going to use this in my house. You can hook a laptop up to it. You can hook all sorts of things up to this and project them out. So it's going to give you a much bigger screen to work off of. It also can save you quite a bit of space. So, but that's the Nebula Solar by Anker. Highly recommend that if you're in the market for a projector. For those of you who want a little more real estate, by the way, we also have a product in the carousel. I'm not going to bring it up, but it's a portable monitor. So if you're somebody who wants to, you need some extra space, Yeah, it's about $180. It's a portable monitor. It's if you're, for example, if you're on a laptop, you may plug this in. I'd recommend the projector probably over the screen, the portable screen, but yeah, definitely a great way to go about improving your live streams a little bit with that. Okay, Marco, what's next in terms of like what do I need? What else do I need for my mobile live streaming kit?
Well, I truly recommend have at least having close to you a power bank,
Okay.
because we never know.
Yeah. If you are mobile streaming, you got to be super careful that you have enough power with you. And there's lots of choices here. I mean, I'm going to bring the one that Marco's got here up. This is the RAV power, right, Marco?
Yes. And with this amount of energy.
Well, let's talk about this. What is it, and why is it important for people who are doing mobile live streaming?
Well, because one of the things about mobile phones is that people we had in our youth this Nokia 3100, which had a battery lasted 2 weeks, but now the batteries don't last that long. So if you are doing a live stream, it will consume even more battery. Okay, yeah. So this is a kind of a backup if, for instance, you are getting drained of battery while you're live. I recommend that you plug the battery at the beginning before starting, because it's more safe, because otherwise you will be broadcasting as, okay, let me plug here the energy. So I truly recommend that you have this kind of, and for instance, if you are outdoors, you need, it's hard to get energy. So having this, it's a good backup, so you can go more in a more safe and distressing way live, because it's really bad if you go live and suddenly you get out of battery and the broadcast ends suddenly because you don't have enough energy.
No, you make an excellent point there, Marco, by the way. And one thing I want to have you do actually real quick while we're talking about plugging in batteries, I want to have you pull up, there's a Belkin product that I just dropped in the carousel. And the reason I want to pull this up, and I think it's super important, is because if you happen to be there, I think there you go. It's next to that case. This is a little white adapter. Yeah. So
okay, yes.
The reason I recommend that you check this out is because of this. So if you need to plug in, like you're probably thinking like, oh, hey, Christian and Marco, they're recommending, I need to plug in a pair of headphones, for example, or a mic with headphones, for example. And then I also need to plug in a battery, for example, right? And so one thing you got to consider is you are going to need an adapter for all of this. And I will tell you, you can go and you can buy some of the inexpensive models of this. This is like, it's a lightning audio adapter. So it might look like, oh, I need something else. So the way this works is it plugs into the lightning port of your phone. And then if you can go to the end, let's show people what the end looks like. It's going to look like 2 lightning ports on the end.
Yeah.
I think there's another view of it maybe that shows it, maybe at the top. So basically it's got 2 lightning ports. Yeah, there you go. So it's got 2 lightning ports. You're like, well, hey, I've got now 3 lightning ports. What do I do here? So the way it would work is you then want to have, for example, if you need to plug in headphones, you're going to have, if you're on an iPhone, for example, chances are you're going to have one of these. So you're going to have this, and you're like, okay, so how do I plug this in? This is going to go in your phone, and then, hey, there's my audio output, right? Well, the problem with this is that then how do I plug a battery in if I need that, if you only have one port on your phone? So then that's where you're going to need something like this. You're going to need...
I have this kind of...
Which one you got? Let me pull that one up, Marco. Let's see what you got. What do you got?
Okay.
Yeah, Marco's got, yeah. So Marco's got one that has a headphone and a lightning port. So yes. It's allowed to plug a headphone in and a lightning. Now, there are other ones, like if you have the ones that are dual lightning, you can plug in what Marco's using. You can also plug in something like this, where then this goes into your phone. This one, for example, is the headphone port you need. You could plug it in there, and then there could be an additional lightning port. It really depends on the product, but they're both good products. So I always try to get the better quality one, just because I know it's made by a high quality manufacturer. But that's going to allow you to be able to plug in that battery and to be able to plug in that mic, that external mic for your live streams. Okay. So Marco, I think we only got like one other item, right, that we want to talk about.
Yeah.
And so you got all this gear, right? You got a microphone, or you got a couple of mics. You got a backup mic. You got a portable battery. You got some adapters. You've got portable lights. How do you go about carrying all this stuff around, Marco? Like, do you just should I just throw this in a backpack? What do you think?
I think these kind of cases are amazing because they have these places where you can put cables, where you can put devices. It's very useful. As you can see, they are not that big. Okay. Okay, and you can put this really well organized. And this is very useful if you are like me, not so organized. Okay, because with this, you don't have any excuse.
No, not at all. I mean, and these are fantastic. I mean, I have actually, I got to the point where now when I like to go travel somewhere, I like to I just throw all my cables in one bag. Some of these actually will roll up. Some of them are, thicker. So for example, you may be able to put in like a power bank. I don't worry about, now I got to dig through my bag. I literally just pull out the one bag and all my stuff is contained within that bag. And there's lots of options here. I mean, there's one for $11. There's the
and you can put, you have this I don't know how to call these things, but you can customize the inside of the case, so you can put things in a best way for you.
Yeah, and the other one also I really like, I mentioned this earlier, I like the ProCase products. And I'm going to drop a link to this because there's so many different products they make. So they make that big bag that you got there. There's also, so this one's actually pretty cool because it's got a lot of like little dividers. So you basically put your cables in. If you're somebody who wants something that rolls up, there are some other products as well. I'm going to just, there's like, if you look up ProCase, there's a ProCase accessories bag organizer. Again, it's about $12. So you get lots of options here to help you organize and carry all your stuff with you. So this is my favorite stuff. I mean, just because it's really, really good products. So yeah, look at this. I mean, the fact that, all your cables go in there, you may keep, like, for example, if you're going to take a pair of headphones, maybe you have two pairs of headphones, one for you and a spare one if something breaks. But you don't have to like fumble, because the problem with what electronics most of the time and doing live streaming is what, Marco? It's the fact that when something breaks, a lot of times it's the cable. So you want to make sure you actually have additional cables to go with you.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. For instance, when I buy something, usually I buy two.
Yeah, exactly. No, you typically should. Yeah, because then that way you have an additional one if something breaks, or if you're on location and you don't have it. So, but no, I mean, is there anything else you can think of, by the way, Marco, that we should be talking about for mobile live streaming?
Well, I could talk about things more, let me see, strategic, for instance, which you should think about, for instance, being in a place with a good internet coverage, because otherwise, and also the lights, because when we go live on a mobile, we may be outdoors. So for instance, we can, the sun can change will change if the live goes for a while. The sun will change the place where it is. And for instance, you can start with the sun in a place, and then for instance, it goes to your back. And I think it's not a a good thing for your viewers because they will see lots of light. So be aware of that also. And
I was going to say, Marco, I want to just quickly talk about like the one aspect you brought up that I think is really important, and it's the fact that if you're going to be doing any sort of mobile streaming, you have to have good quality internet. If you have
absolutely.
poor internet, for example, when you're trying to mobile live stream, you're going to end up with a lot of choppiness. You're going to end up with, like if you're in an area where like the signal is just not really good, it's going to be good, and then all of a sudden it's going to freeze, and it's going to be frustrating. It's not just going to be frustrating for you. Key thing is it's going to be frustrating for your viewers. So I'd recommend this. I mean, if you're going to be doing mobile live streaming, just make sure you are like aware of what kind of internet you have in the area. You can't really hardwire into anything from your phone, so it does make it harder to get that stable connection. So, maybe what you may want to do if you're in an area that's got poor quality signal, maybe you want to consider lowering the quality of your video that you're streaming at. So if you're streaming at 1080p or trying to, maybe you drop it to 720 or even 480 or even 360 if if somebody has that on their phone. It's going to make it easier for that live stream to be smooth, as opposed to, if you're trying to broadcast at a higher quality and your phone can't keep up, it's going to be good and then it's going to freeze, and then it's going to be good and it's going to freeze, and that means and that could actually alter your message you're trying to get out to your audience. So with that, Marco, I don't think I have anything else. I mean, I think the key thing is going to be,
it's good to think about the plane mode.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you're broadcasting and, for instance, there's an income call,
yeah,
this could be really, really bad.
Yeah, no, that's an excellent point. Actually, yeah, is the fact that if you are streaming, mobile streaming, make sure you put on Do Not Disturb or put on airplane mode on your device. Benefit there. Downside to airplane mode is obviously it's going to mess with your internet because you are going to need that. So that's going to shut off like Bluetooth, things like that. But what I would say is this: if you are going to be using your mobile device to live stream, a couple of things to pay attention to. Put on Do Not Disturb. So this way you don't get notifications popping up. Those can cause interference, not just with you visually, but they can also cause interference with your signal sometimes. Some services, they don't play nicely with that sort of thing. Another thing also, if you've got Bluetooth on and you don't need it, turn it off, because what could happen is if somebody has like, let's say you happen to have AirPods, for example, near you, what could end up happening is your phone is constantly searching for the signal and it's trying to connect those AirPods, and maybe it connects, maybe it doesn't connect, but that can mess up your audio. In addition to that, it also is going to drain your battery a good bit as well, because that signal is constantly going out trying to get things. So I'd recommend turning that sort of thing off. If you happen to be outside, and let's say you're near your house, by the way, turn off your Wi-Fi signal and use your cellular if you need to in that case, because then that way your phone's not bouncing back and forth between the two signals. If you, for example, have a poor Wi-Fi connection, that may not work very well for your live streams. In addition to that, I'd also recommend testing your mobile live stream setup. So for example, if you happen to be at a conference and everyone else is going to be at the same conference and they're also going to be live streaming, you may want to consider streaming at an off time when there's not going to be as many people on that network, or don't use the hotel Wi-Fi network, use the cellular connection of your smartphone. Anything else you want to add, Marco?
Well, I think we are okay.
Got it.
Yes,
well,
I think.
With that, I want to thank everybody for watching. I mean, this has been a fun episode to talk about mobile live streaming. There's a lot to consider, by the way. So if you want to get more information about this, you can simply go to launchyour.live/EP62. And what that's going to do, by the way, it's going to bring you back to this Amazon Live episode. And then this way you can tune in. So if you're listening to the podcast, launchyour.live/EP62, it's going to bring you right back to the live video. That way you can actually see all the stuff, the awesome gear that Marco and I have been talking about doing mobile live streaming. There's a lot to consider. The equipment's not as expensive, but it does mean chances are you're going to need a second set of equipment. But with that, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I want to thank Marco for
Thank
just
you.
all the fantastic demos. But if you have any questions, by the way, you can always reach out at Launch Your Live. But we will see you all next Tuesday as well, same time. So hope to see you all there. Thanks a lot for tuning in, everyone. And
have enjoy the week.
Bye.
All right.